Good evening. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indecom, is now leading the probe into the alleged trimming of a 19-year-old Rastafarian woman, Nzinga King, while she was in custody at the Four Paths police station in Clarendon on July 22. Ms. King has claimed that she was trimmed by a female officer last month while she was in custody at the police station. Attorney at law Isaac Buchanan, who is representing King, claims that she was assaulted and battered and that the cop ought to be charged. Now, in a virtual press briefing held yesterday, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson said the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, has turned over all material from their investigation to Indecom and are awaiting their conclusion before taking further action.
The issue surrounding Nzinga, who there is an investigation into the matter at the moment being conducted to look at what occurred whilst she was in our custody and what led her to being in our custody. And it's important on a number of levels. And I think the main one is that beyond the actual case itself, it led to a conversation, a national conversation, about the JCF's response to different groups, to Rastafarians in particular, and a wider conversation about how we treat with diversity and our public. So after immediately launching starting with iProbe launching an investigation. Reasonably recently, I think it was last week, IG, was it last week that Indecom wrote to us, or the week before, asking us to turn our investigation over to them. They had also started an investigation, and so we turned over our material to them so they could progress their own investigation. And like the rest of the public, I look forward with interest the outcome of that investigation so we can move from there and move on whether or not they recommend charges in the matter, that is criminal charges of our members, or whether we see breaches of our own rules, orders, and policies.
Pointing out that the incident was not consistent with the policies of the force or most of its members, Major General Anderson took the time to assure members of the Rastafarian community that they need not be concerned that the JCF has any challenges with them.
Having had the feedback from members of the organization when this occurred, what I saw was a level of concern about what was reported, indignation from police officers when they heard that the JCF in this day and age could have possibly done something like that. So much so that I am relatively confident, I'd say more than relatively confident, I'm confident that if it occurred, as said, and I say that is still the subject of investigation, that is not consistent with either the policies or position of the force or the majority of its members. And I feel pretty confident in saying that. Most of us in the force now grew up in a time where Rastafarians were an iconic part of our culture. And so there is no natural response to be anti-Rastafarian. As a matter of fact, most of us would have grown up, friends in school, friends in community, and relationships with persons who are Rastafarians. It's just another religion, and our own indigenous religion. So I can say also to that community that don't be concerned that the JCF has a challenge with the community. And if there are any concerns, they can come to me, they can come to our Inspector General, IProbe. We have many mechanisms that we will engage to allay any concerns or fears that might have arisen out of this.